Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Oh my god, it's been such a long time. It's been ages. I am so happy to be back today. I'm so happy, and thank you all to everyone who reached out to ask me what's going on, who kept asking me questions, and when I had time I responded to those questions as well. Thank you all for your patience. I'm really grateful. But it's me again, Chidimaolu, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I dropped a question on my Instagram page and I was asking, because it's been such a long time, because it's been a while. I'm not too sure where to start and what questions to kind of like respond to, basically, or what to put out there basically that you guys want to see. So I'm really so happy with the number of people who responded to that. It was very impressive. Thank you all for everyone who responded to that. That was amazing, and it just kind of gave me an insight to what people wanted to kind of know. However, because there were like lots and lots of questions, I just had to pick up some few I would want to talk about on each video I make. So for this video, I'm just going to be speaking quite briefly about, the stage 2, basically, because someone did drop a question on, stage 2 assessment, and it just kept like recurring. People kept like wanting to know about that. So I thought, okay, why don't I just like start with that one first. I have my laptop here today and I'm going to be speaking. I've got things I would like to talk about, especially the stage 2. I just feel like it'd be so much better to kind of like speak about it from the college website. The stage 2 has like 2 stages, in stage 2 sections actually. In stage 2 you have the direct observation, you have the overarching assessment. In the direct observation, it takes 45 to 50 minutes to get done. That's the amount of time you get. And then they bring a presbyopic patient for you for your sight test, and they will also bring you a contact lens patient. In some cases, if they don't have any contact lens patient, they may ask you to arrange a contact lens patient, and in that case your store would do that for you. Your assessor would probably like see the patient first and then call you in afterwards. Then they give you time, you do all like literally from start to finish. They want to just carry on, they want to just see how you basically do your sight test, and then you do like history and symptoms, do your cover and uncover test, motility, pupils, ret on the patient, subjective, and then find out the eye of the patient as well. Then you carry out the anterior eye examination, you do your indirect ophthalmoscopy using the VOC, and then any sort of binocular vision assessment if need be. So basically, if you feel like this patient, whoever you're seeing, needs some further tests to be done on them, you need to write it down. So you just need to note it down. Assuming the patient needs like a visual field test, or like AMSLA, or the patient needs OCT done, needs Goldman to be done on the patient, or you need any sort of like dilations to be done on the patient, you need to note it down. If the patient needs to be referred, you need to write it down as well. So that way they kind of know, okay, even if you don't have that much time to do all of these things right now, you know to write down to do it later, or sometimes you might have to like book the patient to come back again, that kind of thing. Honestly, looking back at stage 2 now, I'm actually really thinking it's quite straightforward. But the reason why I feel like I'm able to say this is actually because I've gone through stage 2, I've gone through OSCE, and I'm actually thinking, okay, based on where I am right now, I'm thinking, oh my god, why did I even think that was really difficult? But I'm not going to make you feel some certain type of way. I'm just going to say, with direct observation, I feel like the very most important thing people really struggle with is ret. And every other thing else would not necessarily be a problem, because if you do like indirect ophthalmoscopy, is quite a regular thing, you do it every single day. You just need to carry on with that. Basically, your normal test, you just need to practice. I will give an advice or something to help when it comes to the tests that you carry out. So it's called WIGS. So WIGS. So W stands for walking distance, I stands for illumination, G stands for glasses, and S stands for like sanitize. This was something actually I used for, when I was prepping for my OSCE as well. So for the walking distance, you need to like think about your distance, your test distance for where you're going to be staying to carry out the test. Also, it comprises where the patient needs to look at. So you need to like really think about it. So if you're, doing your cover and cover test, where does the patient focus on? What's your distance from where you need to carry out the cover and cover test? And just things like that. Is it done with illumination or no illumination? I'm sorry. Then is it done with glasses on, no glasses on? Or then S would be sanitized. So you need to make sure you clean also when you're doing your tests, so that they also know that you're observing the hygiene. Now I'm going to go straight to red. Personally, I was so lucky with red, and I got it first time. This was someone who at some point was like, had no clue how to get on to carry out the test and get the result bang on. That was my concern. I'm going to speak for myself. I felt like when I was doing red, like before this whole examination, when I do red, I do try to get like the accurate result, but sometimes it feels like you're not very sure. It feels like the results may just be like really off, and you need to like use your subjective refraction to now get the results and things like that. But with the exam, my concern was I don't want to spend so much time with subjective refraction. I want to really get the right bang on and be able to now maybe just do like really, touch ups on subjective refraction and carry on, because you really don't have time. So they bring you a presbyopic patient, and then you need to see this patient within 45 minutes, so 45 to 50 minutes, depending, and give your result. And your result would be within the tolerance. So I was really worried about this. My challenges were, one, I had a challenge that in my practice, of course, you know how it is with Specsavers. They don't try to put pressure on you, but at the same time, you put pressure on yourself because you want to be able to like complete the test in time. You don't want to waste so much time. And also, you're battling with not enough time to practice your RET. You're also battling with not being sure if your RET result is correct. You're battling with, the technique, not knowing if this is the right technique, for RET. If you do have a perfect technique working for you, that's fine. I thought I did. And then they said, oh, practice RET, practice RET, practice RET. And I thought, okay, fine. Even if I'm not doing it at work, even if I'm not doing it right when I'm working, I could actually still come back and maybe like book some patients and try to practice on them. My concern wasn't necessarily practicing with people. My concern was basically about, making sure that my result was right. I needed to practice and get to spot on. I didn't want to spend so much time in subjective refraction, like I've always said. That brings me to the help that I got during my own time. So because I was so worried, I took some days off actually from work, and I thought maybe with these few days I would just get to work and like ask for help, or ask for permission to take some of the staff to test them. Mind you, the staff I had, they were not really like elderly, they were like young people. I needed to use like, elderly people and things like that, and varieties. Some of them, or most of them, don't really have glasses that they wear, so they literally don't have any eye problems, so literally emetrums. Anyway, I was like, where am I supposed to get these patients from? So I was really concerned, and I thought, God, I really need to get this on. I need to get this right. Like, I'm not sure how this is going to happen. I did pray about it, to be fair, because I actually pray about every single thing. Honestly, I would literally pray about every single thing. So I was really confused. I didn't know what to do, and I just prayed. I feel like a few days, but I'm not sure how long it took, but like some days after, someone introduced me to a setting app or website, if I would say. It's called iScholar. Now, the iScholar, honestly, this is not a paid advert. I really wish it was. So basically, someone introduced me to iScholar, and I was like, do you know what? At that point, because I was desperate, like I would just take any help that I would get to just like get on and practice RET well. I just really wanted to like make sure I was getting these things right, because sometimes like when I do RET, it's like the result is not giving, I cannot begin to tell you how much help this app brought to me, because it's not just like the help. First of all, I didn't need to practice on a human being. This is not to say that that's not important, but I feel like I really know what my problem was. It wasn't necessarily practicing on a human being. I wanted to get my technique right. I wanted to know, is this correct? Am I getting it rightly? I just wanted to do it several times and just see how, basically have a certain routine that works. I paid because it's 49 dollars, but of course when you pay in pounds it would just convert, it would do the conversion for you. So I paid and I started using this app. I'm gonna call it an app because it's not necessarily an app. Like I couldn't download it. I couldn't like download it. I just like registered, put my details and everything. It was like the website and I went on there and everything was just there. So it's not necessarily like an app. It's more, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It was a website. Some people call it an app. I don't really know, but honestly, that's what helped me. So when I got that, what it is like is a simulator, and then you have, it's like a head with an eye, and you have to rect this patient, patient that was created, and it had different prescriptions. They would just like randomly give you prescriptions, or or they would just randomly give you like cases where they have different prescription, high power, seal, spare, just different prescription, and you have to rate them. I practiced and practiced and I practiced that. I feel like it's just best to see it. I can't really explain what it is like by word of mouth. I feel like you need to see it. If you need help with RET, this helped me 100%. I remember like so strongly when I was like thinking, oh my god, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get this done? But as soon as I got that, I was like, do you know what? This is what I needed. I just really stayed on it, and I just kept practicing. I practiced so much that I kind of like imagined. I just knew what step, how you need to go about this thing. Like when you neutralize, you have to take your walking distance off, and then it would check your answers if it's within the tolerance, and the axis, the seal, the sphere, and oh my god, I just don't know how. It's just genius. Honestly, I feel like it was such an amazing help. And generally, if you're just struggling with red, I feel like when you use that, you're going to be like bang on. On the day of my direct observation, I just imagined myself carrying out this red on this simulator, and I thought, all I just need to do, like this patient just needs to be very cooperative with me and just like open your eyes and just do whatever it is I ask them to do. It was so good that so my patient had like a 660 on one eye, and without glasses, and 645 on the other eye, like the left eye. And when I finished my ret, my patient read 6 in each eye, and literally in my head I was like, what the fuck, yay. I was like, it's giving expert right now, so I was so happy, and everything just flowed. Like honestly, my assessor I felt he was really impressed at the end of the day. So once I finished with that, I just like went on, bang on, finished on time, and I just did my contact lens as well, finished on time, and that was it. And I passed it. Like it was amazing. I couldn't believe myself. I couldn't believe I went from struggling ret professional to an expert ret professional. And I just really definitely recommend that to anyone who is trying to find a way with ret and direct observation, because that's the only thing. Honestly, if you get your ret, man, like that's it. So that's all I just have to say with ret. I'm just going to link that below or in my bio. Then with the contact lens, I would just advise, look, you need to just come to terms with knowing what exactly you need to do when you're doing a fit. and when you're doing like an aftercare. I went on YouTube and I watched how to perform like lead version. If you don't know how to do it, that's what I think you need to do. Just watch the video lots and lots of times until you're able to just like understand what steps you need to take. You know, that it doesn't really matter whatever eye they bring for you, you can know, you know, where to hold and, you know, how to turn the leads. So I just feel like you need to watch the video and maybe try it on yourself, maybe try it on your friends, maybe try it on your contact lens patients. Just say, look, this is very important to be done. And of course, they're going to even really appreciate that you are being thorough and you're being detailed in your assessment. But I like to think if you watch the video, you have a stronger imagination, stronger knowledge about that, and then you can now do it on your patient, and it makes it easier so you don't really fumble. So with the fit, I feel like you just need to like really kind of just have it in your head. What do I need once this lenses are in? What do I need to look out for straight up? It shouldn't take you you know 50 seconds to like get through what you need to look through. Most of the time it's just going to be okay, but you just want to show that you're doing it, you know, that you know what you're doing and what you're looking out for. So I feel like just write them all down and just, you know, walk with that understanding as to I'm going to do this and do that one and do that one, you know, check for centration, check for movement, check for push-up, check for, you know, all these things. When you take the lenses out, what do you do as well? I mean, I just feel like I can't really tell you when it comes to contact lens because it's just pretty straightforward. So read about it, look through Elliot, the textbook Elliot, some of your stage 1 notes, you know, ask some people, watch YouTube videos, just get the information right, and then that's it basically. And then the next thing I would advise on is your recording. Honestly, you need to practice your recording. I am very much comfortable with trying to imagine things, so when I come back, before I can do it on the patient, I like to just maybe like imagine I'm, you know, doing it on the patient basically. So I write, so when I did this thing, when I did this for myself anyway, for the sight test and for the contact lens, so I had to so I printed the records and I took it home and I just like wrote down everything I need to have in there. I just imagined me doing my sight test and I just wrote down, you know, how I was going to record it, and I just wrote everything down and just repeated it like literally 5 to 7 times. I printed like 10, so it was hard. But I feel like reading like 5 to 7, you already kind of like have it mastered, that kind of thing. So I just would write that off head. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then also then practice on the patient and just like try, even if it's 1 or 2, just make sure you like practice on a patient and then just have it in your head, understand the process, understand, imagine it, like, you know, just know where you know each recording needs to go, and you'll be fine. Honestly, for me I just feel like the only big deal there is just the ret. If you get your ret with this ret advice I've given you, you're going to smash it, honestly. And you just, you know, really work hard and put your effort to just like practice recording, practice it on a patient, practice it at home, you know, use the overarching case scenarios and just practice, and you'll be fine. Honestly, you will be fine. Practice your ret. If you use this eye scholar, trust me, man, like, I'm not even gonna like, honestly, like, I'm just saying it because this worked for me. I know I know how I felt before I found out eye scholar. I know how, you know, how difficult it was for me and how, you know, uncertain I was with my results, and I just really wanted to be certain. Like, I just didn't want it to just be, I didn't want to go to do the exam with some certain level of uncertainty. Like, do you understand? I just wanted to know that like the results were just going to be bang on and my subjective wasn't going to be wouldn't like be so long, that kind of thing. So throughout this period I've had to give my time and also just go for everything that I feel like was going to help me grow and become so much better, not just to pass my exams, but also to have, a deeper knowledge about optometry and the eyes in general. Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is to be able to offer the best services to your patients, and you want to be able to put yourself in that position where you understand how these things work. And so for me, I had extra help as well from Out of the Box Optics. It's a tutorial class anyways that is just so helpful. I can't begin to explain how helpful Out of the Box is. And so currently they're doing a 30-week program, and this 30-week program is going to be brought to you by like qualified optometrists, supervisors, assessors. So it's really great to be able to like hear them talk about and teach about like, different eye related things that will help you throughout your journey in pre-reg. I would just say, no matter what stage you are, if you're just starting up, that's even the very best, honestly, because you want to be able to like follow them through and just get yourself really equipped and have really good knowledge about a lot of conditions and things that you're confused about. Is such great help to optometry in general, and to pre-regis, definitely international pre-regis, because there's always that difference and that lag that is always there when you're coming from like an international country. You find yourself a little bit struggling. You might know what these things are, but you just like find that you're struggling a little bit trying to like, cope with things, how things work in the country. So I feel like Out of the Box Optics is such a good mediator between yourself and your professional career. Right now I'm just letting you know based on what's happening. Honestly, I totally recommend. I'm not even joking, I totally recommend. So they're carrying out a 30-week program that would be starting soon. It starts on the 27th of August. They teach you about how to take accurate and concise case history, simplifying like patient symptoms. They will also talk about like basis on like binocular vision. If you're like struggling with binocular vision, honestly, that will be very helpful. They will teach you about like contact lens, because trust me, if you're coming from a country where you haven't done contact lens before, it's going to be quite tricky. You might not really get that much help. Sometimes you want to be in that area where you have people who are also trying to understand the same thing as you, so everyone will learn together. I just think that is so important. There's pediatric communication, there is low vision as well. They're going to talk you through pathologies, they'll talk you through dispensing. Oh my god, dispensing is so helpful. Calculations in contact lenses, contact lens fitting, management, aftercares, a whole lot. They'll talk you through like RGP lenses as well. They'll talk you through how to deal with like dry eyes, how to like handle optic nerve disease, detect them, and just like really be able to manage them properly. You will understand things about diabetic retinopathy, like red eye management. Honestly, they will simplify visual fields for you. It's just, I feel like there's just a whole lot of things that you're going to benefit from, out of the box. Also, they will teach you about how to interpret OCT, how to handle double vision or diplopia, whichever one you want to call it, how to assess and how to manage it. They will teach you literally fundamental skills that you need to know, in your practice. Easy way to go through these things is just so helpful. And then also you get like discounts for your stage 2. So if you're going, because they kind of like host some classes to prepare you for your stage 2 and also your OSCE, so you get a discount on all of those things. I feel like there's just a whole lot you're going to benefit from attending the tutorials. The timing is really easy. They have the classes every Sunday. It will include like an interactive workshop, and also you get like enough time to like ask questions, which is so important. You want to be able to like ask questions in such an environment where no one is going to like judge you, no one is going to look down on you, no one is going to say, oh my god, why what sort of stupid question is that? Because everyone there also is there to learn. And honestly, I feel like that's the best environment you want to be in. It just helps you be able to like know how to navigate through work. And honestly, I just totally recommend out of the box optics. So basically all of these packages would be up for a cost of 150 pounds. However, if you register early, if you register before the 15th, I told you that the class will be starting on the 27th of August, but if you register before the 15th of August, you get a discount. So instead of paying 150 pounds, you're paying just 60 pounds for everything, like literally everything, for a whole year. You have access to all the classes. You have reduced, or discount for your stage 2 and or your OSCE as well, because it's quite expensive, honestly, to pay for stage 2 and OSCE. If you wanted to like have like a mock assessment or something like that, it's quite expensive. They will give that to you at a discounted rate, and you can be able to access the host and ask any questions that you need at any point. This was very helpful for me. I just feel like I need to share with you, honestly. So I'm going to just link everything I've talked about in my bio, and I will link the discount. So if you use my code, if you use Chili5, you get that discount where you pay just 60 pounds for a whole year. Honestly, I personally will take it. Honestly, if I was just like starting, I will take it, because thinking back through, I feel like my only regret was not even starting with them on time, because I didn't know about it. But once I just found out, it was actually my friend who even linked me up. Once I just found out, I was like, okay, I'm just going to be on it. I was literally going every Sunday. I would literally join them. It was so helpful. Honestly, it was really, really helpful. And I'm just really sharing this information with you. I feel like it's just something that I would have loved to hear when I was starting. And honestly, I just think you need to like jump on it. If you're starting pre-reg, don't wait, because there's just that moment where you really don't know, you might not know how to go about things, and you might not be free to like ask these questions so freely at work. You want to be in that space where you have access to like qualified optometrists, supervisors, assessors, and everyone understands that you are all just starting, especially if you're just coming from like an international country where these are not taught in detail, basically. So I just think you need to take it. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to link that in my bio, and then if you just click on that link, it will lead you to the website, and you just pay 60 pounds and you assess everything. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Let me know what you guys think about this. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.